you live in Australia, you might have the sun and stuff, but you've got like deadly snakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which are deaf. Did you know snakes are deaf?
Snakes are deaf.
They don't have ears.
Okay.
So you're all right walking about behind them.
Yep. But if they see you ahead of you,
you're
you're in trouble.
But yeah, with places like Australia, you know, people go, oh, it's great, it's sunny, but they don't talk about the spiders and
They keep the spiders.
lizards
Yeah.
and stuff.
Quite.
So I think we've got a bit of both the best worlds.
So you're worried though about in the future, vultures flying through the sky, we've got various creepy crawly snakes. You concerned about that?
Yeah, well, there's a load. I saw something in the news in the week that a load of sparrows or something was somewhere. Maybe that's the start of it.
That's an interesting story.
Was that front page or? There's a load of sparrows somewhere.
No, about
Read all about it. Sparrows somewhere.
Some sparrows somewhere.
Sparrows somewhere.
Load of sparrows somewhere.
Sparrows somewhere.
there you go. Anyway,
Excellent. That's
Thank
great.
you very much, Karl.
That's Karl giving his views on the news.
don't do that next week.
Why not?
I just don't like it.
Why?
Pressure.
It's not pressure. You did brilliantly.
Yeah.
Karl, right? What do you think it's like being a crab? If you could go now, your mind into a crab, what would you see? Where would you be? What would you be doing? What would you be thinking? What would you think of all the other things the crabs you'd see, the squids you'd see? What's it like? Do you think? I want you to. It's like creative writing. Just think. Just let yourself go. Come on.
It's got to be a crab.
What do you think of a slug? What do you think to be a slug? What would you do if you were transported now into a slug? What would you do? And Suzanne, you're suddenly in the kitchen, but you're a slug, and Suzanne's sort of like there, just making tea and that. How do you let her know it's you?
It's impossible. I'd just chuck myself into the salt pot or something. No, because what do you do? I'd hate that. That would be horrible. That.
Oh God. Joe Jackson. Is she really going out with him on XFM? Right, it's the time that most people, I imagine, have been waiting for. Monkey news.
Play the jingle.
Okay. Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Right.
Come on. Come on.
Should be ready, Karl.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's like Nicholas Witchell. Ooh, the bomb. No, that's not the first. Come on!
No, it's always difficult, isn't it, to sort of find something that's good each week, right? Last week we did the chimp.
It is for us, yeah.
We had the chimps who were running a health spa.
Yeah.
Right. We've covered the one who nicked a car to go on to Spain to sort his future out.
All shite.
The hairdresser, I think we've done that one, the little monkey hairdresser. This week we're looking at monkeys that they're using. Do you know, like monkeys? They know how like.
I've lost the will to live, Steve.
Oh, well, I don't want to do it. Right?
Well, come on, come on.
What are monkeys good at?
What are monkeys good at?
Yeah.
Well, running small businesses, cutting people's hair, and driving cars.
Yeah, they love Spain.
Oh, and foiling bank robberies.
Yeah, they're great.
Well, something else they're good at, right, is like weighing up the situation.
Oh God!
If you stick them in like a field with loads of like obstacles on it, right? They're good at sort of I can get over that, and I climb over that. I'll swing from there to there, that sort of thing, right?
Okay.
So the people in charge of somewhere, I've thought, I've thought we can use that. We can use that skill, right? And what they've done is they've got a load of little monkeys, right? They've given them an IQ test.
Yeah.
And the ones that score above 80, right?
Get to produce this show next week.
Join the army.
Right. How do they join the army and what do they do?
They just, what they do is they set little obstacle courses up for them. They do that. They do a cross-country run. They do the IQ
cross-country
test.
run?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once they've done all that, they make them a little uniform, made to measure little uniform.
Slightly longer arms, shorter legs than usual, yeah.
Yeah. And basically then they taught how to use a gun and that sort of thing.
Yeah, of course they are. You're talking rubbish again.
This came through literally, pretty late on. So
you've not had a chance to incorporate all the facts as usual.
Just have a look.
Right. It's the bit I'm looking for is, well, A, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it?
Yeah.
Why do we need monkeys in the army? And secondly, why are we giving them guns? I'll just check to see if any of that.
I love that we only let gays in recently.
Yeah. Yep. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Just have a look.
I can't read it. There's too much pressure.
But it's rubbish.
Just have a.
But it's rubbish. They don't get. Again, it's the way that there are things. There are animal cores, right? There are horses. There are dolphins, sea lions. You know, there are lots and lots of animals in the army, but they don't have to pass an obstacle test as such, and they're not taught to fire guns. You've straight away assumed that there's going to be loads of squads of men, and then just one little monkey in the middle. Like, you know, he came second on the test. He's in, boys.
What do you think, Steve? You've read it?
Well, as ever, Karl, this is an arbitrary email sent by one of our listeners. You know what Ricky and I think of them. and so we're not really basing this on hard evidence. We're basing it on the ramblings of one of our listeners.
Rubbish. Once again, lazy, rubbish, uncorroborated, nonsense. The stupid test that you got wrong.
Rick, that sounds like monkey news to me.
Here's one for you.
Go on.
Like insect facts and stuff.
Go on.
If a man was a flea...
You could jump over St Paul's Cathedral.
No.
What?
Wrong. It's gone up now. It's... the big wheel. The big wheel.
It's the Millennium Wheel.
Now. It's gone up now. Play a record. You're the best. Foo Fighters, Best of You on XFM 104.9. Alright, Karl, you calm down now about science.
It just does me head in, a lot of this stuff. I think I would have been better off sort of growing up in the 1940s or something.
Why?
Where there isn't as much science going on, people just live, don't they, for the moment.
So
you know what I mean?
well, but what if you'd had to go to the war?
What?
What if
Right,
you-
maybe 1945, then I'd be happier. Just after the war. Just that bit after the war and before they started
What
messing
age?
about.
What year would you want to be born?
When was the war over?
45.
Right, 46 then.
But there's
Born
rationing.
46.
There's rationing for another 10 years.
56 then. Just,
But there's a lot of science going on.
oh, forget it. It just annoys me, all the messing about. They're always messing about with stuff, and I sometimes think, is it doing any good? Is what I mean. Mouse with ears, mouse with monkey's testicles. They're messing about with a mammoth now.
Go on.
Well, they're just saying, well, they're managing to knock one together.
Who
And you just think, some scientist somewhere. again, just messing about.
Andy.
No, but it's just, I mean, we've done it before about the do we need them thing. The amount of creatures and insects and that are knocking about. You've got that caterpillar that I mentioned walking about, it doesn't know where it's going. Get rid of them. The mammoth. The world's busy enough, it's crowded, it's overcrowded now. How much room are they going to take up? Do you know what I mean?
Why are they doing it, Karl? Do you know? All you know is that they're trying to muck around with
because they can, because that's all it is, isn't it? Because they can. They're messing about. Someone's being paid to do stuff.
What else are we here for? If not to try stuff out. What else are we here for?
What do you mean?
Well, what are we here for?
Just to enjoy life, isn't it?
Well, some scientists enjoy knocking a mammoth together.
No, but don't worry about the mammoth. It died out. Maybe it died out for a reason. Why didn't Noah save it if it was important?
Because Noah, what do you mean? Noah's not true, is it?
Well, I don't know. There might have been some truth in it.
What truth in it? That he put 2 of every animal that existed into an ark. How big was this then? Why didn't they eat each other?
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying.
Imagine the noise, Karl.
Yeah.
No,
Trying to get a bit of kit there.
There's points to that where I go, that didn't happen, because where could he have been where there was a hamster and an elephant and a crocodile? Where was he? Do you know what I mean?
But none of
I'm
it's
saying,
true. What bit do you believe?
What do you mean?
It got a bit wet.
What are we talking about? The mammoth or the...
No. What is up with you?
No, it's just that we had a
No,
lot...
seriously, have you got brain damage?
No, it's just that we had a lot of topics going on there. I just don't know which...
No, we were talking about Noah. And then you suddenly go, I know it was, where did we... What? The mammoth or Noah? What? What you did, none of it's true. What? Think of it. Oh, God. Think of the first thing. Build an ark. Alright.
Can I just clarify, what's an ark?
It's a big boat thing.
Right. I've never had any experience of carpentry.
Just build a big boat thing.
But I'm not really, I don't make...
Just have a go, don't worry, you'll be alright, I'll make sure it's alright.
But once I've built that, I mean, how big should I build it? What am I...
Very big, needs every animal, two of every animal. Go on, every animal.
I mean, the boat building, fair enough.
I told you to make it big.
Right.
Don't worry about the fish, they can swim.
Okay, but so
all the birds. Get the flightless ones though, they're drowned. Get the flightless ones. They would not the penguins. They're flightless, but they can swim. But all other animals.
I should be writing this down.
But why? I mean, wouldn't you have took that opportunity to go right? You know, forget the, you know, whatever. Mind you, the jellyfish didn't need to get in it, did it? But there's other animals where you can.
We don't need to be here. No, because Karl is actually having a little argument with his own head. It's like, you remember that comic strip, The Numbskulls?
Yeah.
Where there's loads of people in there doing different stuff. That he can hear them.
Yeah.
And sometimes his own mind puts him off.
Yeah.
Like just then, he has an argument with himself and it puts him off. Right, what's your question?
I'm just saying, don't mess about with a mammoth.
Whoa.
Good.
Okay.
Well, what a platform. It's good. You know, we've got a radio show, we've got our own radio show. People are spending money to advertise it. People are actually bothering to listen. And the words of wisdom coming out of your mouth is don't mess around with a mammoth.
Brilliant.
Great.
No, but just going back to.
You sound just like Bob Geldof.
I can't be bothered with this.
He's trying to say.
What can't you be bothered with?
Just because I think I've got a good point.
What? Don't mess around with a mammoth.
That's not a point.
Don't put your daughter on the stage, Missing Roy. Well, what are you talking about?
It's just that I think there's too many animals knocking about. I mean, I know you love your cat and what have you. Waste of time, though. What do they do?
Well, they frighten you.
Well, yours is mental, though, isn't it?
He's sitting there, and the cat right behind him, and he nearly shut himself.
Well, your cat is crazy. It does go through. It loves. Because it's got claws, big old claws.
Of course they have. It's a cat.
Yeah, but no, most cats don't come leaping at your ghoulies every time you sit down with a lovely warm hot cup of tea.
Aren't they pointless, though, Steve?
Well, I've always had a problem with pets generally. The idea of
But
pets.
cats the most. I was saying to Ricky about, I don't know why, out of all the animals that Dick Whittington could have took with him on his journey.
Again!
Forget the cat. Forget it. What's he gonna do?
Okay, you've got to walk to London because the streets are paved with gold. You can take any animal. What do you take?
It wouldn't be a cat, because it would keep wandering off. You do double the distance. Try to get it back. Come here. They don't listen to you. I can't be dealing with them.
I agree. You don't get enough affection back from a cat. A dog, it loves you, it can't get enough of you. But cats, they're very snooty.
Well, they're cool, aren't they, cats? They're cool, independent. I like dogs as well. I like all animals. What would you take with you?
What, if I was Dick Whittington?
Yeah.
And where's he walking from? Like,
I don't know. Wasn't it Bristol to London or something? I don't know. Again, it's a bit hazy. This isn't well documented.
But couldn't he, I mean, why is he taking a pet and not a mate who... I'm not interested. I try and learn and you don't help.
Landed by Ben Folds on XFM. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
We've had a couple of emails, Rick, saying that there have been reports of people actually being killed by cows.
Yeah.
So it is actually quite a lucky escape for Karl and his family.
The worrying thing about that is it's tragic, and anyone dying unexpectedly, it's terrible. But what makes it worse is when it's something like being killed by cows, because there's a slight, a slight humour aspect.
Yeah.
How were you killed by a cow?
Yeah.
You know, like for example, if you were killed by a falling safe.
Yeah.
The vicar might laugh.
Yes.
That's my worry.
Yeah. Well, I read a story in the paper of a man who fell out of a window and died. He fell out of he was like a third-story window and he fell out. But it was slightly amusing because at the time he was mooning.
I know.
For a laugh, he was mooning someone and he fell out.
I know.
So when he fell, like, even though it was tragic, he obviously had his trousers around his ankles and his arse out.
I know, the thing, there was a kid who died, got hit by a truck mooning. But you know, the worst thing about that is, it's not funny enough to be killed for.
No.
Mooning isn't funny enough.
No, it's just not a good enough gag.
Do you know what I mean? It's it's a witless sort of thing to do, and then to be killed for it.
If you'd just done a 2-hour impromptu Eddie Izzard style, you know, routine, and then you got tragically killed, that would sort of make sense.
But doing something that's
mooning, it's almost karmic because it's such a bad joke.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like in some weird universal karmic way. It's like if you hadn't been mooning, maybe you wouldn't got killed.
I know.
If you hadn't done such a lame joke, maybe you'd be okay.
Yeah, but that's it.
But there's lots. Yeah, you don't want to be walking along. You know, you don't want to be walking through the garden and stand on a rake and it flips up.
And it hits you so hard.
And it's like a boing noise as it hits you.
And it hits you so hard that it kills you.
It kills you. Yeah. Or you fall out of a window and a cactus goes up your bum. You don't want that.
You're killed by a cactus up the arse. I know. Or you're at a concert and a fat woman stage dives.
Yeah.
And she just squashes you. How did he die? He was squashed by a big hefty.
Mama Cass just jumped on him.
Just big fat woman squashed him to death.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
Tell you what though. Right. Talking of fat women.
Go on.
I'm not having a go, but did you see Michelle McManus on...
oh, man alive. Yeah. You are what you eat. What has she eaten? Girls allowed. Look at that. It was unbelievable.
No, but to be fair, you know, she did
you see her in her bikini one day?
Yeah, well, yes, but she was always a little bit...
Yeah, but a little bit.
Well, no, she eats too much, right? But what I did like about it was that she had a go, you know, she did lose her...
hard and that, yeah.
Huh?
I quite liked her at the end of it, really.
Yeah,
she's not an unpleasant woman, she's a lovely woman, but, I mean, like I said before, there was that interview in Heat magazine where she, you know, I tend to eat 11 packets of Doritos a night.
Yeah.
11 I mean...
Yeah.
Come on, Michelle.
That's too much, isn't it?
Unless you're trying to win some kind of competition, like trying to find some kind of, you know, a golden ticket in one of the packets. There's no excuse.
What could you possibly be trying to win to eat those every day?
But she's not... It wasn't her who annoys me, it's that doctor in it, that woman. She does me head in.
Yeah.
I can't be doing with her the way...
Well, you know, she's not actually officially a doctor, is she?
No, and her bedside manner's not very good either.
No,
it's like the fear tactic that I think you want a little bit of...
And what does she look like? I mean, she doesn't look like the sort of peak of health. She's got that weird sort of witch-like crone face.
Well, it can't be good for you hanging about all that poo all the time. She's always delving into that every other day. I used to be told, you know, don't mess about with dog poo because it can make you go blind.
Yeah.
She's constantly at it.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Rubbing through it. And it annoys me the way it's like... You know, well, let's have a look at your poo. Let's see if you're eating the wrong types of food. The person's about 33 stone.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't need to look at that. It just wind. And I'll tell you the thing that, I mean, I've never had it done anyway, right? But the colonic thing.
Did Michelle have that? I didn't see it.
Yeah, she had that done. And they're showing it, she sat there sort of lying down. She's like, oh. But I don't understand why people have that done anyway, unless you are sort of bunged up.
Yeah, or you've got a cactus up there.
Or,
yeah.
But the other thing is like the way, like it's a clear tube. Why do you need to? You know what I mean? Why do you need to see what's whizzing past? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some sort of generation game. You've got to remember what's going past.
Everything, then you win a prize.
Why can't they just look at it in the bucket after and go, right, yeah?
Well, why look at it at all? Why do you need to look at it?
Well, it's...
Out of interest, isn't it?
See what's come out, I don't know.
So yeah, that's where that went. Oh, that's why I've been looking for that. Remote control.
How does it work? I don't want to go into graphic detail, but they just send water up there, don't they?
No, caffeine.
Caffeine?
Yeah, so it's like it's like a gallon of coffee.
Wow.
That goes up there, and it wants to come out immediately, obviously. And then it percolates.
But when did that happen? How did someone sort of go, tell you what you want to do?
I think it was first invented on distraction. To win a car. I don't know, do I? I suppose they thought there's stuff up there that's not coming out. It's you know, they find things up there.
Though, isn't it?
They did that thing that they find things up there that they swallowed when they were 5 and that, don't they?
Lego bricks and stuff.
Exactly, yeah, marbles. But I mean, meats and things can stay in there. For, you know, it gets caught in a little recess in your 30-foot of tubing, and it doesn't come out.
Dubs, there goes the fear. We got a crack on here. XFM 104.9. We've got to get in Rockbusters and a couple more tracks. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, go for it. This is Rockbusters, the last ever Rockbusters.
Right, yeah, it's a accents special one today. I've done it before in the past using accents, so
yeah.
3 cryptic clues, initials, email in. You can win.
Do the email address now, so take it down and start going.
Right, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, right?
Yeah.
Right, first one. The northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something.
Oh, dearie me.
The northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something. That's O, the initial O there. Think of a band.
Yeah, I've got it
the
already.
initial,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay, that's easy. Go on next.
Second one, the person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. Right? The person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. The initial there is T.
You don't get A, B or C with your degree.
Well, that's... And the final one, the Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything's going wrong. That's DH. The initials there, DH. So very quickly, the northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something.
God, they're not going to get the second one.
O. Second one, the person from Birmingham got a C in their degree. Initial T. And the last one, the Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything's going wrong. DH. Email in, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and win some stuff.
Is it important that they bear in mind the accents? Does the will the accent help them?
Of course it will, yeah.
Well, of course it will. Not necessarily, course.
Yeah. So,
Right,
do that.
Right, the Valentine special, Letter to Hermione, one of the greatest love songs ever, and you've got a couple of minutes. Please
do you know
email
the funny
her.
thing is, we haven't even done monkey news. Well,
Yeah, so has anyone got any right, Carl?
Well, what we'll have to
just
do
as
is-
well, we haven't got any prizes to give away anyway, because we gave them away our next month.
Yeah,
Have we?
they're coming through now. Let's see. Just hang on a minute.
Well, this isn't radio. You can't just sit here looking at a computer screen going, hold on, that isn't radio.
Right, well, it'll have to be the one who got the closest, right?
Okay, who got the closest? What are the answers?
Give us them again.
Right, the northern lad remembers he had to tell his mates, his mum's daughter something.
I'm so glad this is the last one ever. This is the last, I promise it's the last Rockbuster ever.
The northern lad remembers he had to tell his mum's daughter something. That was O.
Yeah, I know that.
What was it?
Oasis.
Oasis. Right. Yeah.
Oh.
So that was a
I
northern
like that one,
lad.
that works. That works, though. Go on, what's the next one? This is what this one worries me. Go on.
The person from Birmingham got a C in their degree.
No idea.
That was T.
Go on.
Toto. 2-2.
A C as well. Just made it up. A C. 2-2. I love it. I love Toto. Toto. Well.
Toto.
Right, no, did anyone get
Toto.
that?
Yeah.
You
someone-
are
I just saw
joking.
it on an email.
Right,
someone
come on.
got that.
What was the
Right,
last
okay.
one? That's extraordinary.
Last one. The Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything is going wrong. Going back in time a bit. The initials DH.
Going back in time a bit.
Yeah, that for the song. It's not a sort of.
Oh,
modern
right.
song.
I remember. I started to hear that first time round.
Cockney fella isn't happy. Everything's going wrong. The initials were DH.
Yeah.
That was Dan Hill. Dan Hill. Right. Dan Hill. Nobody got that one. That's a tricky one. But Steve, do you want to pick someone who got a couple?
No.
I mean, I imagine Dan Hill was on everyone's lips. I mean, a
I'm
lot of
sorry,
people-
I think I know about music, but I don't know who Dan Hill is.
Sometimes when we touch.
Yeah, honestly, it's too much. It's
Doesn't ring
an
any bells with me.
awful ballad from about 1973.
Yeah.
Right?
Well-
No one would get Dan Hill. Did anyone get Dan Hill?
Well, I don't know. Steve, do you? I just.
I'm not going to check. I can't be bothered. I just want to celebrate that it's over. I'm just pleased that we're finished with Rockbusters.
What?
Right.
Did anyone get it?
Hang on a minute. I've got to
put
check.
that one back. I want to hear that answer again. What? Carl, leave the mouse alone and let me find that one.
Right.
That is someone's contempt for you.
Yeah.
They've put Oasis, fair enough. Second one, Travis, they've just gone. Third one, Oliver Hardy. They don't care. That's how much contempt people have for you.
Well, anyway, it was good and that. It's always good to see him. Right? But
Week off work.
do you know, like my mum likes gnomes and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Of
course she does. She's lived with one for 30 years.
She said, you know, get your dad to take us to this park where they've got like, you know, 6-foot gnomes and stuff, right? Have a walk about.
Sounds like a nightmare. Sounds like a living nightmare.
Keep an eye on Carl.
So
He
anyway,
stood still for 2 minutes. Someone bought him.
no, you can't buy them and that. It's like a little exhibition thing,
Yeah.
right? And it's part of a hall, right? This big hall that you have to pay to get in, but we didn't want to see the hall. I just wanted to see the gnomes.
Of course you did, yeah.
So anyway, my dad says, yeah, well, we can get in there for free,
Of course he did. Clever.
right? So we parked up on this little country lane, right? No one about. We walked
How much
down
was it to go in? Like £2?
about £3 each.
Yeah.
But he said, well, yeah, but if you don't have to pay, do you know what I mean? You enjoy it even more, don't you, when you're walking about and you're thinking, I've got this £3 in my pocket, no one's having it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, looking over shoulder for a bloke with a peak hat saying, can I see your ticket, please? I wouldn't enjoy it more, no. Go on.
Yeah, but you don't worry about it, do you?
You got a bit of money now then, Rick. You know, you've changed.
So anyway, so we had to walk across about 4 fields,
For £3?
right? And what happened was, we're walking through all these fields and what have you, big grass and muddy bits and all that, 'cause it'd been raining, and climbing over fences and stuff. And we're in this field, right? And I look to my right, and there's about 30 cows all staring at us, right? And Suzanne started to panic a bit. She said, we shouldn't be here. And Dad says, of course we can. We're allowed to go wherever we want. You know, all this land, it's ramblers' rights and all that stuff.
Yeah. And take a cow if you want, unattended.
So
it's right for leaving him in the field unattended. I'm having one.
Yeah.
So keep us fed for a week.
Anyway, these cows start surrounding us.
Surrounding us.
And,
brilliant.
Oh no.
Face off.
And Suzanne's panicking, going, this isn't right. We're not going to make it to the fence in time. They're moving faster than us, and they started sort of running a bit.
Wow.
And
it's like some kind of bovine West Side Story. A gang of cows coming at you.
Don't worry about it and stuff. But my dad had to sort of stand there and like wave a stick at him.
Of course.
And we got away, but Suzanne was like having a bit of a sweat on.
Got away.
Saying, we could have got killed.
Sure.
And my dad saying, no, it never happens. And I just wondered if it does, if there's a risk of...
Yeah, it is rare, but there's been a couple of cases of being trampled by cows. They're not aggressive, they sort of run through you. Well, they're aggressive if they've got a calf.
Did they have kids?
What?
They had kids with them.
Kids, yeah. That's a goat you're thinking of. Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to sneak into the gnome thing, and they were worried that, like, if too many people did it, like, they've got some cows, we can just sneak in where cows, no one's expecting cows.
And the cows were going, walk upright like a human. Don't walk upright.
They thought you'd blow their cover.
Yeah. Yeah, people have been killed by cows before.
Yeah, that was like the highlight, and then...
So when you arrived there, you were presumably covered in mud, looking like something that had just come from Glastonbury, staggering around this exhibition.
It wasn't that bad, it was just like a woods, and it had like a funny sort of funeral, like a graveyard thing.
Right.
With bodies sort of hanging out the ground and that, and we had these 6-foot gnomes.
Right.
And then we just set off again, walked back. But
you sure this wasn't a dream?
No, it was good. But then I got back, right, Steve, and called up Ricky. I said, right, are you about? Have a chat and that. So he said, just come round, it's a nice day. Have a drink and what have you. So I got round there at about 6:30, right? Go up to his door, knock on his door, right? He stood there with his tackle out.
Oh. Yeah, and what did you make of that? What was wrong with that?
What do you mean, what's wrong with that?
Why were you looking at it? Why were you looking at it?
I tried not to look at it. But again, you're always sort of attracted to it, aren't you? Kind of like...
I've never been attracted to another man's tackle. I don't know what you mean.
You can't help but have a little sly look. Well, especially when it's there. When you ring the bell, and I mean the one on the door, right? And that's hanging out.
And does he dress to the left or the right?
It was to the left, right?
Yeah, it was left, yeah. Just popped it out of my shorts for him. Just popped him out of the shorts.
Should have seen the state of him. Shorts on, no top, cigar. Looked like someone out of The Sopranos. It was a mess.
Yeah.
And then,
we sat on the balcony drinking wine, didn't we?
Did you pop it back in, or was it...
Yeah, I popped it straight back in. I got the laugh.
Sure.
I got the laugh that I wanted.
Yeah.
He walked in, he went, it's not that hot. Straight away. It's not that hot. Oh, brilliant.
And,
was that knob news, or is there more?
no, it's got more knob news.
That's just a taster.
Just a taster.
Listen, let's play some adverts, let's play some great music, and maybe we should have some early knob news.
Early knob news coming up.
XFM.
Thin Lizzy, don't believe a word on XFM 104.9. I'm going to miss this show. It's been good.
You won't be the only one.
No, well, so we'll come back again. Yeah, we've got a lot to do over the next few months, but maybe for Christmas or just after. But I still call Karl every day anyway.
Oh, sure.
I called him a couple of days ago.
Of course you did.
And I went, it was the weekend, I went, what are you doing? He went, oh, just in Regent's Park and that. I went, what are you doing? He said, just going for... He went, oh, Jesus. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. God, it's there, it's wriggling around. I went, sure a bird didn't just drop it? He looked up and went, oh yeah. There's a bird.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
For a moment he thought caterpillars were raining from the sky.
I thought I was in chicken licking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Why did you think a caterpillar had fallen out of the sky?
I don't know, it just startled me a bit.
I love Karl being startled.
I like the idea of him straight on the phone to Trevor McDonald. Look, Trevor, there's caterpillars, insects falling out of the sky. They're falling out of the sky now. Put it on the news, quick. Are you sure there wasn't a bird? Oh, there was a bird. Yeah, sorry, Trev. Bye.
But it was after, like, I hung up the phone and that from you. I sort of sat there for a bit watching it.
I imagine him cross-legged, just in front of it.
But do you know what?
Grass.
Because of his shape, the shape of his head, and his sort of IQ, I bet the caterpillar was thinking, Mama.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Go on.
It was sort of running about all over the place, right, Steve? So the caterpillars have loads of feet and that, don't they?
Wow! Well, they have 6 legs. They're actually larvae of an insect. They have 6 legs, but they have little sucker things to hold on to the back of cabbages and that.
No, they've got more than that.
They've got. I'll tell you, they have got 6 true legs. Trust me. Trust me, I'm a scientist.
And you were thinking what, Karl?
Well,
but they've got little pods. They've got little pseudo pod legs and little suckers. Yeah.
But it was running about like everywhere, right? Mental, but sort of running off to the left. And then it sort of went back to where it was, then back, you know, went right and what have you. And I'm just thinking, whoever gave them the legs, right, what's the point if they don't know where they're going and that? Do you know what I mean? If you can get about...
Imagine that sentence. Did you hear that sentence? Can we play that sentence back?
No, I don't think we can.
Imagine who gave him that legs.
Whoever gave him them legs, what's the point if they don't know where they're going and that?
And that. Always and that.
And that, but maybe you just, to be fair to the caterpillar, with all its legs, okay, and you didn't know where it was going, it had just been plucked from its house by a bird, shot up into the sky, and then dropped from 80 feet, hitting the ground.
Onto the head of a weird, bald-shaved monkey.
It was probably concussed.
Yeah, it's one of them things again, though.
But it still knew more about the world than you. How does that make you feel?
I just think it's a waste of time having all them feet. It's the same thing as the...
now it's got feet now!
It has a nightmare buying shoes, doesn't it, Karl?
All the, what was it you were saying about leeches and that? Because we were talking about insects.
Well, they're not insects. They're not insects.
What are they?
Well, I think they're probably... class are probably platyhelminths. Probably sort of like a flatworm type thing.
That's what you were thinking, wasn't it, Karl?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know what the phylum is, but they'd be, you know...
What was the leech, what was an interesting leech?
Well, there's an experiment, where you get a maze for a leech, and there's a bit of blood thing, and it eventually finds its way to the blood. Okay, and then it knows. Okay. And if you put it back to where it starts, it knows where it goes straight towards it because it's learnt it. If you liquidise that leech and feed it to some leeches who have never done the maze, because of a thing called chemical memory, they find their way straight to the blood.
That is extraordinary.
It's extraordinary. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible.
We should try that at Hampton Court one weekend. but maybe with some tourists. We'll just blend up some tourists.
Or the people on them, I'll tell you who would do it, those people who go on Celebrity Love Island.
Any of them.
They will do anything to get out of it. They will be liquidised. People have enemas, they will do they wank off pigs, they will do anything to get on telly. What about that? Be liquidised and fed to another, get one D-celebrity slapper, liquidise her and feed her to another slut.
So we blend
and see if she can find her way, and see if she can find her way to Channel 5.
Yeah.
What a brilliant show. Hosted by Jimmy Carr.
Of course.
That'd be amazing.
The Kinks, Better Things on XFM 104.9. Steve Merchant, Ricky Gervais, Karl Pilkington.
But do you know this, we're talking about the leech thing.
Sure.
Right. You're saying put them in a blender.
I'm not saying that.
Well, someone did.
Yeah.
Why were they doing that in the first place? Do you know what I mean? How did they find out that if you put leeches in a blender...
I don't know, they probably kept notes, I don't know.
No, but what made them... Were they just having a laugh? What made them go...
was it a party? It was a couple of 40-year-olds, they were at a party.
It was a couple of research scientists, they'd been given £1 million, and the boss was coming around to say, what are you doing? And they were just making a smoothie, and they went, quick! Mr. Yakamoto's come round, throw in some leeches! What are you doing? Just leeching.
Just feeding these leeches to some other leeches. Alright, well that looks like science, I'm off.
Well, that's what they
Here's another £1 million for next year. Bye!
Yeah. That's how they work, though, isn't it? A lot of these scientists...
That's exactly how they work.
I'm just saying they're getting away with murder.
Go on.
Well, just the way they do sort of spend loads
And
of
you
time.
can't say anything in front of him because everything's got a point with him. You can't have a conversation with Karl because he always puts in a curveball. You tell him something, and the question comes back that you never could have expected. When I told him that story about the monkey who'd run away because he had an argument with his father, he said, "What was it about?" No one in the world thinks that. No one in the world would ask that question.
The leech thing. Do you know how you said? Show the leech the way to its better food, whatever it's eating or whatever, in the maze, right?
Yeah.
It makes its way, right? It eats the cheese or whatever. Right? Blood, right? And then you give it...
Everything's a cartoon with Karl as well, isn't it? Everything is a cartoon.
It's a leech with a little hat and a little baby bell at one end.
But what happens if you got another one and move the bit of blood, right? So, feed those 2 leeches to one, then is it going to get confused, or... Do you know what I mean? Which way will it go if it's eaten two leeches that have done 2 different ways?
Yeah.
Is it sort of stressed out?
I don't know! I don't know. It probably knows both routes. It probably goes, well, there's one over here. Oh, there's one over here as well. I'm happy. I've had 2 for the price of 1.
Right,
and
okay.
I'm full of leeches.
Then what's the best that can happen for? Like,
What are you talking about? What do you want out of me?
Because I'm just saying, if by doing that they can go, right, we can do this. We're humans.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean in the name of Christ? What do you mean?
All I'm saying is, what's the point in doing it?
What do you mean?
If you could do it with humans, I'd say...
But what... Right, Karl, think about what you're saying, man.
Yeah, I'm saying...
If you could do it with humans, do what with humans?
Say if Einstein, right, didn't do all that maths that he did, right? Say if he got to E equals and then he died. Squash his brain, give it to someone else, say, right, eat that, and they go, right, it's E equals MC squared, isn't it? What I'm saying is...
But they wouldn't. They'd go, E equals... Oh. Wouldn't they? If it was chemical memory, they'd go, oh, E equals... Oh, yeah, same as Einstein said. Yeah, I just ate his brain. What am I saying? What have you made? Karl, think what you're saying. It's unbelievable. The thing is, right, you are what a scientist does. You just keep saying why, and what, and why, and what. But nothing's ever enough for you, which is good. It's nice to have an insatiable...
I get annoyed with all the amount of time and effort that's put into stuff that's useless. What's the next stage to squashing that leech? If it's not going anywhere, forget it, work on something else. It's the same way in some science magazine I was reading about, is there anything smaller than a quantum electron or something?
Yeah.
It's like, if it's not getting in the way, don't worry about it. Why are they worrying about things we can't see?
If you blended up Karl's brain and fed it to someone, would it make any difference?
No,
they wouldn't even notice, would they?
You fed it to a leech, and the leech would go, oh, I don't know what I was doing, I don't know what... Where was I going?
I'm even more confused.
I don't know.
Jack Johnson on XFM. Karl.
Right.
Yeah, we were talking briefly earlier about something that you'd been reading.
Well, it's just that you're always having a go at me, saying, you know, you're never happy.
True.
You know, what cheers you up? What's the best thing that can happen for you, and stuff like that, right?
Sorry, I have never said to you what's the best thing that can happen for you.
No, but
I'm trying to encourage you.
Steve's, and you have a bit. I've started reading more and doing more science stuff, even though some of it does me head in. Like I say, knowledge is almost annoying. Right, knowing about that mammoth is
Think
annoying.
about being a quote.
Yeah.
Think that if I have seen furthers close to the shoulder of giants, we will fight them on the beaches. E equals MC squared. Knowledge is annoying.
Yeah.
That's an amazing one. Carl Pilkington, 2005.
No, but it can get you down, can't it? Knowing stuff that's going on.
Yeah, knowing stuff. But sometimes I don't want to have stuff in my head. When I read a horrible story or someone tells me, I wish I didn't know it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But at the same time, there was something in the paper about things to do before you die, and it was just stuff that I sort of looked at. I thought, don't want to do that. Cross that off. Not bothering with that. At number 1, you always know what's at number 1. It's the same thing every time.
Swim with dolphins.
Yeah. Don't know why. But, do you want to do that?
What's going on down there that it's so good? What do we not know about?
I mean, yeah, it'd be fun. I'd love to sort of encounter most animals, to be honest. I mean, there's be a few animals on the top of the list. I'd rather hang out with a bunch of chimps.
I wonder if
I
it's.
love
I wonder if it's you're down there with dolphins and you're swimming with them, and then they sort of they click away, they click.
And they tell you a secret.
You go into they lead you into a cave, right? But down there, it's like being at like Rolling Stones' house in the 1970s. It's
They're
like
smoking.
There's drink, there's women,
Yeah, they
there's
don't
Mars
tell 'em.
bars, there's like
They're eating tuna. They're loving tuna.
They love it, but they can speak. They go, "Oh, this clicking stuff, it's nonsense." We're
Yeah.
at a wild time then. They go berserk, go crazy. It's 24 hours of non-stop debauchery,
I think it's spiritual,
but
isn't
never
it?
mention it to anyone else.
It's incredible because you know they're so intelligent, and you know. Do you know about dolphins though? That how intelligent they are.
Well, people keep saying that, but what have they done? Do you know what I mean? Why? What has someone done that they've gone? They spoke. I've read a book by a dolphin or whatever. What have they done? That makes them so bright. It's the same way they go. You know, they look after you, they save you, and that. There's got to be one bad un in that bunch.
Of course they. Sorry, I wasn't suggesting they're all flipper. I'm not suggesting they're constantly going round the oceans trying to save people. I mean they're intelligent, you know.
In what way?
What do you mean in what way?
Well, what do
you mean? Why because
why
they
do
pass
people keep
tests?
saying they're bright?
Because of the things they can achieve and learn.
Like
and,
what?
And well, they can tell shapes, objects, colours. Sorry, Carl. I mean they're no match for you. They're not as clever as you. They're way down this that. But it's all relative, isn't it? For a non-human, they're doing okay. They're up there with chimps, you know.
So, what do you want to do before you die? Anything? Any achievements you want to have?
Well, if I'm ill, I'd prefer to go to the doctors than to go with the dolphins.
Yeah.
Why are you suddenly ill? It's not. They don't. When they say things to do before you die, they don't literally mean the sort of the day before.
They mean
you croak it.
that you want to experience life. You can do it over the next 20
Is that
years.
what you thought you meant? Like literally
Is
the
that
24
what you
hours
meant?
before?
Like
you
a
die?
priest there going, give me the lift. What is it, Grandad? Dolphins. You know, no fit state, Grandad. Get me in the water. Get me down to Brighton. What do you think that list means?
Well, yeah, that. You know, before you die.
You're incredible, Carl.
Amazing.
You're all this time.
Things to do before you die.
That's why he doesn't want to do any of them.
Didn't you think it was a bit extraordinary that you
So
had to
what
try
you-
and swim with dolphins and visit Disneyland
Well,
and climb Mount
That's
Kilimanjaro
why I
all in
was
the same
saying to you,
afternoon?
That's why I said to you, I would be in no mood for a dip.
That's incredible! Always a new twist on things. Always a new twist on things.
But you say about travelling and that, you like travelling and stuff, but why?
Because I've seen and experienced extraordinary things. You know, I went to Kenya once. I met a man who was a vigilante. He was cleaning up his neighbourhood because the police were too corrupt to do it. Carried a sword, and you know, he was extraordinary. He'd been attacked, but he didn't care. He fought them off. He was trying in this little slum area to try and instill some law and order. He had to arrest his brother-in-law once. It was a fascinating story, and he was an extraordinary man.
I went to Manchester and I saw two lads with big heads and webbed feet looking at a house. There was a horse in the living room.
Yeah.
Now it's time for White Van Man.
White Van Man.
Just
Yes, for
explain what
those,
it
that,
is.
those that don't buy the Sun, they think it's beneath them. White Van Man is a column they have, I think, every day actually, and they just get sort of some, you know, Joe Public to kind of comment on the week's news. Just seems to me, you know, that it might be interesting to get Carl's views on some of the big events.
Not because we think that Carl hasn't got a valid sort of viewpoint. No. Because Carl sees the world differently to some people. That's all, and that's what's interesting. You know, like an artist does, or a
Exactly. Yeah, he's very bohemian in his outlook.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're up to scratch on this week's news?
I don't like this, but
Don't you?
Don't just relax.
Why not?
it's pressure.
No, because you
It's
just
not,
have
but
to give us your first
just
opinions.
For your honest answer, that's all we've ever asked of you, Carl, and it's all you've ever given us. Your honest, your first from the heart view, yeah?
All
Don't
right.
worry, just relax.
Just chill out.
Are you worried that people are listening and thinking you're an idiot?
If my girlfriend's listening now, go and have a wash or something.
Go and have a wash.
Not very nice, is it? Is it the opposite of Napoleon and Josephine? Yeah, go on, go on. If you're going to visit me again, Josephine, for Christ's sake, wash.
Well, I'll ease you in with something fairly easy, a music-based question. Kylie Minogue versus Dido as Queen of the Brits. What's your view there?
Go and have a wash.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't really matter.
What doesn't really matter?
With the Brits. I was watching it the other night, and I think Kylie will be a good-looking old woman.
Ah!
Do you ever do that sort of thing?
I want to, Steve. I want to celebrate with you every time he opens his mouth. It doesn't matter. I want us to open a bottle of champagne.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like we did that.
Yes.
No, do you ever do that though? Look at people, and another person who springs to mind, Jenny Powell. I don't think she's that good looking now.
Who's Jenny Powell? Is she that girl that used to be the assistant on Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
John Leslie?
Yeah, I think she's a bit over the top for a young woman. But when she gets older, I think she'll look...
Be a bit of a stunner. Okay. So, for you, Kylie, well, you don't feel that about Dido, is that right?
She's alright, she's normal. I prefer Kylie's sister to Kylie. She looks, I could imagine her being hard work to live with and...
Who, Kylie?
Not being washing up and that.
Right, sure.
Being a bit fussy.
Okay. And what do you make of taxes rising in the next budget to pay for NHS improvements?
Well, my dad went to hospital to have an operation once.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's worth paying it because I've got something.
Because people might have to go to hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes a change when it's someone in your family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you sort of realise...
Yeah, a change is as good as a rest.
And the weird thing is, if it weren't for me dad, I wouldn't be here doing this show, because when he was in hospital...
Well, no, I'll stop you there.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's all you need to know.
You wouldn't be here, true, but no, but...
Well, no, because this was after I was born. So, I would be here.
But for his more direct involvement was what?
Yeah, because when my mum was seeing me dad in the hospital, I got a bit bored, went for a wander, found the hospital radio station...
Yeah.
And got a gig.
Really? So, in a real sense, if it wasn't for Karl's dad, Karl wouldn't be here.
And did your dad, like, while he was listening to you, did he, like, sort of tap the nurse and go, can you get that 12 off the air?
Who's put him in that app?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Okay, what do you make of the real-life Mowgli who's surviving in a Transylvanian countryside? Apparently, I don't know much about this story.
I don't know.
You know Mowgli, he's the guy from the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
The little kid that grew up with bears and animals and stuff. Apparently there's a real-life one in Transylvania.
What were the things in Gremlins?
What were the what? Like, in Gremlins they were...
Wait. Okay, this is an example. This is what your girlfriend said. Think. What were the things in Gremlins called?
I can't remember.
Just, I mean, really...
Something like that, isn't it?
No, wait. Just really think now, Karl. Just with everything you've ever... With all the brain power you've ever used, think what the things in Gremlins were called.
It's not there.
There's a clue here.
Oh, no.
Yeah!
They're not.
What?
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Play a record, Karl.
The streets, let's push things forward on XFM 104.9, the home of charity.
That's true enough.
Yeah. I've got to slow down because I'm doing a little bit too much for charity. I've got to worry about myself sooner or later. Do you know what I mean? No, come on. We were halfway through White Van Man.
We were indeed, yes.
Those lads came in.
Getting Karl's views on some of the big stories of the week from the news. Karl, what do you make of the fact that the British Olympic curling team won a gold medal?
I watched it.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was really good. The only thing that's getting on my nerves now is like... What was that?
Is that a trombone player just sneaked in?
That was me moving this microphone.
Right.
Incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What an amazing noise.
The only thing is...
That shouldn't sound like that, should it? That's incredible. What a shoddy tin pot station this is.
Well, we know that.
Sorry, Karl.
Go on.
It's like in all the papers now, in like the Star and the Sun all week, they've been like traipsing models over a bit of granite. Do you know like how those things are made out of granite? The things they throw.
Oh yeah.
And it just that bit annoys me.
Okay.
The Daily Star?
No, the way that this sport nobody had ever sort of heard of it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sure.
We win a gold medal.
Yeah.
And now in the papers it's like
They've gone crazy. They've gone curling mad.
over it.
Yeah.
It's a good game now.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Next.
All right. Good. Let me see. What about the fact that the world's tallest man is living in a semi in Neasden?
It's alright, isn't it? Something that someone told me in the week is that, do you know all these tall people like this guy?
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird they've only just found him, considering he's the tallest man. I think that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Someone told me that, do you know the guy who was in James Bond, the big bloke?
Yes.
Jaws.
he's got the same illness as this bloke.
Right.
And what it is...
It's called tall.
It's something about...
You're suffering from tall.
You've got a small tumour or something just behind this part of your head.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Just sort of in the middle of your eyes.
Yeah.
And the pressure on that makes you grow really tall or something.
Yeah.
So he needs to get it sorted.
That's your advice to him.
Yeah.
Get it sorted. Okay, very finally, Karl, this is important. This is just projecting into the future. Just projecting into the future now, K-Man. Apparently, global warming will bring sizzling summers and weird wildlife to Great Britain in the future. Are you worried about that?
How soon?
Soon enough for you to worry.
Yeah, it's pretty worrying.
Okay.
You
You wouldn't prefer it to be sunny here all the time?
No, because with hot weather comes weird spiders and that. See, I always think we're quite lucky here.
Yeah.
If you live in Australia, you might have the sun and stuff, but you've got like deadly snakes,
Yes.
Yeah.
which are deaf. Did you know snakes are deaf?
Snakes are deaf.
They don't have ears.
Okay.
So you're all right walking about behind them.
Yep. But if they see you ahead of you,
know.
you're in trouble.
But yeah, with places like Australia, you know, people go, "Oh, it's great, it's sunny," but they don't talk about the spiders and
They keep the spiders.
lizards
Yeah.
and stuff.
Quite.
So I think we've got a bit of both the best worlds.
So you're worried though about in the future, like, vultures flying through the sky? We've got various creepy crawly snakes. You concerned about that?
Yeah, well, there's a load. I saw something in the news in the week that a load of sparrows or something was somewhere. Maybe that's the start of it.
That's an interesting story.
Was that front page or? There's a load of sparrows somewhere.
No, about
Read all about it. Sparrows somewhere.
Some sparrows somewhere.
Sparrows somewhere.
Load of sparrows somewhere.
Sparrows somewhere.
there you go. Anyway,
Excellent. That's
Thank you
great.
very much, Karl.
That's Karl giving his views on the news.
don't do that next week.
Why not?
I just don't like it.
Why?
Pressure.
It's not pressure. You did brilliantly.
Yeah.
Talking of meats, I saw an advert on the way in today. Question to both of you: who eats pepperami?
I don't know.
Have you ever eaten a pepperami?
It's disgusting.
I've never seen anyone eating a pepperami, buying one. I've never heard anyone say, "A delicious pepperami" earlier. I don't associate it with anyone. I've never seen anyone eat
When
one.
you think what is it's just sort of like curdled, salty. It's sort of like oh, do you want to try a big long blood bogey?
Yeah.
I won't. No, it lasts forever. Oh, that's scary then.
Yeah.
You just keep it.
It's like
keep it under your couch. It'll be just as nice in a year's time.
It does look like something you'd find down the back of the oven when you were cleaning out. One of those
know.
Gordon Ramsay documentaries.
Yeah, exactly.
But because I always associate it's pepperami and it's the those nutrition drinks, which are like it looks like a dog food tin. I think it's just called something like nutrition or Nutri drink or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you always see some empty ones on a brick wall near a council estate.
Oh right.
Which I think the only people who eat them are homeless people.
Oh really? I thought you were saying it's bodybuilders.
No. It's because you buy these. You can see them in regular newsagents. It's not a bodybuilding.
I don't believe a homeless who's just got a quid because who runs in and buys an isotonic Nutri
No,
drink.
it's not isotonic. No, it's. I think it's basically if you don't want to eat a meal because you're too high on smack, it'll give you as much as you can possibly need just to keep you alive until your next hit.
And tell me, Steve, doesn't Special Brew do that? Or am I barking up the wrong tree with that?
I don't know.
Because they seem to be getting a lot of nutrition
It
from
seems to me
Special Brew.
that the people who make Special Brew now, they've just resigned to the fact that it's only homeless people who are drinking it. It's like, well, we may as well just market it chiefly at them.
What's the advertising? Takes the edge off when you can't find smack.
Yeah. Are you trying to sleep on Tottenham Court Road? Oh, God! New Order, World, XFM 104.9 with Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, and it's Knob News time. We're all very excited. Now, last week's Knob News was what, Karl? Do you remember it was a man
Who grew a knob on his arm.
Sure.
No, he didn't grow it there, did he? They put it there.
Well, I know that, but yeah,
Just popped it on his arm.
Yeah.
With it.
yeah.
This
Just a
week.
recap. That's just a recap of the week's news. Right now is the headlines.
Well,
Right,
we've talked about it before. Do you know the little mouse that had an ear on its back?
yeah.
Sure.
Right. Well, he thought he had a bad time. Right. Listen to this one. Mouse walking about with sort of wearing a monkey's testicle. They're just having a laugh. This is what I mean about a lot of scientists. What are they doing? When's that going to come in handy?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, they were seeing if, you know, say if a fella loses one, right?
Yeah.
Hitler or whatever. And they go, well, don't worry about it, we can sort you out. I don't know what the monkey's going to do. Not if they keep passing them on or whatever. But the actual monkey testicle was put on the mouse. And it worked. It worked for the mouse.
But isn't it? I mean, isn't a monkey's testicle quite large in relation to a mouse? Would it not look like the mouse was on a space hopper or something?
Oh yeah, it didn't look good.
Well,
right,
they didn't put it where its testicles would be.
No, they did.
They put it. Well, how could it walk then? The ear was on his back, so he could just get about.
Well, I don't know. But
Well, you don't know, do you? You just guessed. Did they grow the monkey's testicles where the mouse
well,
testicles
it looked
would?
stupid anywhere else, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, whereas a mouse with monkey testicles, that's fine.
Oh, you'd be showing off. You'd be all right. I'd prefer that than the ear.
When that mouse gets put back in with the other mice, do the other mice go, George, you look different. Have you had anything done?
But the weird thing is, as well, apparently it still works as a monkey.
What?
So, like,
what are you talking about?
Like the sperm and that was it was still sort of monkey.
Of course it was. What are you talking about?
But that's weird.
But what, Karl? What do you? It's only a thing to give it nutrients. That's all the thing they're testing. It's like grafting at that level. Right. What's your question? Because I'm right. What do you think? It would change eventually. It would have changed into a mouse testicle because it had been hanging round a mouse for so long.
No, I thought the actual sperm of it though would be a mouse's.
Why?
Because it's hanging off a mouse.
No, but your sperm is actually created in the testicles.
So
that's why it has to be outside your body. Otherwise, we put them in a nice little cage.
But I'm guessing then that they've done this operation so that they can do it to humans. Yeah. Why would I want a monkey testicle if my kids are going to be monkeys? What use is it?
No, think. That's no.
That's going to happen anyway, Karl.
Yeah, but think. Think of what you're saying. They've grown a monkey testicle on a mouse to see if it would still function as a monkey's testicle, okay? So they can do that to humans. So think, Karl. What they'd do is, they'd grow a human testicle on a mouse, and it could still be used as a human testicle.
So what?
To give you a testicle that you've lost.
From a mouse?
No, from another person who it was kept alive on a mouse. Because it's kept the nutrients alive, as opposed to keeping it in a deep freeze. Maybe bollocks go off after a week. I don't know. Maybe they get accidents. He had a little a card. Do you donate your testicles? Yeah, I'll tell you what. No one needs testicles yet. Let's keep them on a mouse. You have yours ripped off in some sort of bizarre skiing accident. You go, well, you go in a Battersea Dog Town. You pick the ones you want. They can grow them on anything. They can grow them on a Dachshund. Bulldogs are growing them usually that's where you see a bulldog. Usually that's waiting for an operate. What don't you understand, Karl?
Hang on a minute. I thought this was knob news, not testicle time. I don't understand why.
Yeah, this testicle time's not for another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's all sort of linked and that, though, isn't it?
Well, sometimes it's linked to a mouse.
But what do you think about, like, I don't know, testing stuff out like that? Is it worth it? Could you not just go straight from...
But listen, Karl, I'm getting this information from you.
No, if
this was on Question Time and someone said, there were, Dimbleby and Paxman or whoever said it, I'd think about it as a moral dilemma. You've just said you saw a mouse with a monkey testicle. What do you think of that? I don't think anything of it. I don't think anything of it is the answer, Karl, because I can't trust the info. I cannot trust anything that comes out of your mouth.
Well, it's true, but it's just all this... It's the same thing, innit? It's the leeches in a blender. It's the fella looking at an electron.
Yeah.
It's the mouse with an ear on its back.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point is.
But you don't read on. Because I've seen you read somewhere and you're going, look at that. Man survives on eating knee. And I go, what else? You go, I didn't read on. I didn't read on.
You look at the mouse with the ear on the back and you just think, that must be murder at a concert. You don't think. You don't think.
No, I just think,
read
is it worth sort of wasting
You think he swallowed someone's ear? He gnawed it away and swallowed it and it's just in his system?
Yeah.
No, I just get a bit sad about the mice and...
I agree. I mean, that is sad, yeah. Of course, anything like that is awful.
But saying that, I remember ages ago, they have a load of people on Oxford Street don't know if you've seen them, where they get you to sign stuff.
Yeah.
And the woman got annoyed with me, right, because she was saying about, you know, drugs with animals, testing them out and stuff like that, which is bad. And I was saying, yeah, it's really bad, and I was looking at the pictures and that. But I said, what would happen, you know, if like the drugs, aspirin, and the monkey's got a headache, is it such a bad thing? She got annoyed, didn't want to listen anymore. It's a good point though, isn't it? At what point is it cruel to test stuff out and things? Yeah. Give it some Nurofen. It's happy.
Yeah, well, I bet that mouse had headache, because everything must have been loud. The other mice squeaking must have done its head in.
Yeah.
Oh, that would give him a Nurofen.
Turn that radio down.
Give him a Nurofen, please.